An AEW star is hurt over being left off pay-per-view cards. A big celebrity name is planned for tonight's Collision. And Erick Rowan makes his first comment since the death of Bray Wyatt. Stay tuned for all the details. So kicking things off with some AEW flavoured news, this one concerning one Daniel Garcia. Now obviously a rising star in the AEW sphere. Somebody who's been involved with a lot of major storylines, was part of the Jericho Appreciation Society. He's got a lot of eyes on him, loves a bit of a dance. But recently took to Twitter to say having two of AEW's biggest shows ever back to back, not being able to be on either of them hurts like hell. There's no security or promises in this business. Have to take matters into your own hands. Tomorrow, I take matters into my own hands and put the trios titles in them as well. And this comes off, he kind of quote retweeted a post from All Elite Wrestling just saying, just mentioning the match that's coming up between them and the Acclaimed. But I think...
And Billy Gunn, please.
And Billy Gunn, please, yes. But it's one of those things where he is a rising star. He's somebody who I see a great future for in the business. Again, what we were talking about with Sonny Kiss, right? It's sort of how do you fit so many people into these positions, but he has the right mindset here in the idea of taking it into your own hands. You've got to get out there and really make a name for yourself.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I think half of this is kayfabe, half of this is real. I can imagine it does hurt.
Yeah,
not being on that Wembley show especially must sting for people. There are people actually that I feel more sorry for than Garcia. I love Garcia. I think he's a tremendous athlete. I think he's so good at what he does. But like Chris Statlander was left off. I think so. There are other names that are probably quite hurt about that whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that you've got to use that, haven't you? That's got to be fuel. That's got to light a bloody fire under you. And
that's it. And the manner in which AEW kind of conducts storylines, it's not like you can't be very self-referential with it. We've seen moments like that with The Miz and going off on Bryan, obviously one of the greatest moments in recent history along these lines. But I think that it's only a matter of time for Garcia, and I think you're right in the way that he doesn't really have much to worry about.
No, he's fine.
I think it's just a matter of time.
I think he's just plugging the match, but I think there's an element of truth in there.
Well, moving over to the WWE side of the fence now. This one concerning one of the top stars in the company. This was reported by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Apparently, the immediate plans for Ronda Rousey are for her to have another child, and there are no immediate plans for an appearance in either pro wrestling or mixed martial arts. The report concludes with a statement on Rousey's combat career, saying the belief is that she has no interest in fighting ever again. So
pretty conclusive, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty underlined.
That says,
full stop.
I'm still going to nitpick it. It says fighting, not wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling isn't fighting.
I think that I don't think it's going to be one of those things where we never see Ronda again. That's the thing. I think with WWE, the door.
I think she. Oh no, the door's open. The door's
always open. Yeah, but I think that in terms of Ronda fighting, Ronda entering, a cage again, maybe that's kind of starting to close out. I think. Potentially the buzz would be there for sure. Idea of Ronda coming back for something, but at the same time, is it really worth it? And at the same time, wanting to start and grow a family, it's kind of one of those things where life just sort of goes in different directions, right?
Yeah, and life has to take priority. Yeah. You know what? The buzz would be bigger for a UFC return than it would a WWE return, without a doubt. I'm not bothered if I never see her step foot in a WWE ring again, personally, because I feel like there's nothing else that I want to see Ronda Rousey do. She accomplished a great deal. She didn't endear herself to the fans. But all that aside, it's like if I was rehiring Ronda Rousey, it makes sense, right? Because you are going to sell tickets, you are going to get an increased pay-per-view buy because of the crossover appeal of Ronda Rousey. But as a wrestling fan who doesn't really care about MMA, and having seen everything she's done in WWE, there's nothing I want to see her do. I don't want to see her chase a title. I'll be up for her putting some more people over. Maybe tapping out to Shayna Baszler. That'd be nice.
I was really intrigued by where her and Shayna were going in that match, and I thought this is potentially interesting. I like the idea of it being a little bit more kind of real and a little bit more aggressive in that manner. And I was kind of like, I was quite excited to see where that could potentially end up, and maybe we'll not see any more of that for a while. But maybe the thing to do with Ronda is to treat her like Bam Bam a bit, like Ronda goes away for a while, and then you have a circumstance arise in the company where you've got a Lesnar type situation, right? Somebody comes in, you need somebody big for them to defeat or go up against, then you bring back Ronda, and Ronda can be this sort of final boss-esque character if we just kind of don't see her for a while. I think when that mystique starts to build again, like, you know, what's Ronda going to be like when she comes back? I think it's going to take a long time, though. So it might be that we don't see Ronda for quite a while. But I'd be up for the idea of her maybe being brought in to be more of that kind of final boss, working less dates overall, make her more of a spectacle.
You know what? I totally get it, and I agree with you. But I'd rather see like Rhea elevated to that position, or something like that. I just in 2 years I can't see me changing in a way that I go, oh man, I miss Ronda. I think it's more that Ronda can genuinely like rip your arms off. I think that's the thing, is we need to reestablish that, and I think it takes a long time. Sure, but wrestling's fake, right? You can just build someone up to make it look like they can rip your arm off, and I wouldn't want Rhea anywhere near my arms either. I think other people could fill that role better than Ronda Rousey, who put her on a mic. She's not all that. I think for me, she's just lost that mystique. I don't know. You might.
Let us know what you think down below, but
I just don't care.
Moving back over to AEW, in line for tonight's Collision, though, we got a pretty big name, a pretty big blast from the past in two manners of sports here. Dennis Rodman set to make his debut appearance for AEW. Now, it's just announced that Basketball Hall of Famer Rodman will be appearing on Saturday's live post All In and All Out Go Home edition of Collision. Rodman is appearing on tomorrow's Collision, and it's notable that the show is being taped at the United Center in Chicago, which is where he played for 3 seasons with the Chicago Bulls and took home 3 of his 5 NBA championship rings. So it's a bit of a homecoming there for the audience, I guess. I'm just keen to see what's going to happen, because when Rodman was around in WCW, you never knew what was going to go on.
No, you certainly didn't.
Very unpredictable man, and friend of Kim Jong-un.
Cool. I hope he makes a debut as well.
Maybe he'll pop up tonight. Yeah. Do you reckon he'll be watching?
That would be good.
Maybe get another Collision in Korea.
Huge pop.
If they get into AEW over there, we can smash the Wembley record. Yeah. We can smash the 94 record.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay. Obviously I was watching WCW as a kid. He's a former NWO member and everything. And I also played NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a weird one. All I'll say, because I don't know anything really past like WCW regarding Dennis Rodman, is I admire the fact that it's been 25 odd years now, and he still looks as mental as ever. Most people grow out of that. Yeah. But looking at that picture of him being announced, look at the state of him. That's fantastic.
And weirdly, for as little as he actually did in WCW, he's still sort of remembered whenever you think of the NWO.
Yeah, not fondly, but he's remembered.
He's remembered, and that's kind of the thing. Is his name and his appearance has had staying power. I mean, he famously, I think it was during it was like during a massive period of time for his team, he just skipped training so he could appear on Nitro. Yeah. Stuff like that. So he's somebody with...
I mean, Giant Gonzalez is remembered. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean it was necessarily good.
Well, this is a chance to change the tide of that. Get the belt on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Fritzl is remembered.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not comparing the two. Just saying, being remembered isn't necessarily a good thing.
Well, remembering back to last weekend at AEW All In at Wembley, and my voice is just starting to recover now. This one, just concerning the sort of overall financials of it, the gate was not announced publicly, although company officials did say it just topped $10 million, but fell just short of the $10,286,884 for the second day of WrestleMania this year, which would have made it the largest gate since 2019. It was the largest gate for a non-WrestleMania pro wrestling show in history, but that had been known for months, as it passed the 8.1 million at Clash at the Castle in late May and was well ahead of the 8.5 million for SummerSlam at Ford Field before that show happened. No merch numbers were officially released, but the number was in the $1.4 million range, and it's not surprising when the title belt was 850 quid.
Was it?
850 quid.
They're better quality than WWE's.
I mean, it looked it, but I was like, whoa, that really kind of threw me.
That's a lot of money. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Those are crazy impressive.
I don't think it's very surprising, though. You know, just generally the merchandise sales were very starved of large wrestling shows here. Clash obviously did very well. Wembley 92, we were starved back then, and that did very well. I don't know if this becomes more frequent, say if we had 3 or 4 major shows a year, whether the crowds...
Oh, you're getting carried away. He's already said he's coming back next year.
I meant between, WWE and AEW. Right. If they came back a couple of times a year each.
Now. We're not New York.
But I was going to say, I don't know if the audiences would quite stay as big. So
it'll be interesting to see next year, won't it?
Yeah,
I think they'll do well.
Next year will do well. I think there's the potential there as well. Tony was on a press call last night. I think he touched on it on the press conference after All In, but there's the potential of maybe looking to do Collision, potentially Dynamite down the line when they are over. So yeah, it could be something where it becomes more of a bit of a weekend deal thing.
Well, I just hope it becomes the central hub for Europe, because like. A lot of fans were coming over from various European countries, and like budget flights and everything is way cheaper than going to the States. If you live in Germany or something, just hop over here.
So many people from just all over Europe, like German, Swiss, French, Spanish. Like it was just constant. Like it was amazing, and it was sort of. It is just a very central point, isn't it? So like London, it's quite easy to get to.
The rest of Europe hates us.
Yeah, but it's very easy to get a flight to London. It takes maybe 2 hours tops for quite a lot of these countries to get here.
Yeah, anywhere in Europe, you're looking at like a maximum of 4.5 hours, so maybe.
I think that it's the right move to just try and keep running it at Wembley for sure.
Yeah, but put more tubes on. Put more.
Just run the show. Start the show at 3 p.m. That could pretty solve pretty much everything. But closing things out in this one with basically just the comments Erick Rowan has made publicly regarding Bray Wyatt for the first time since his passing.
We wanted to include this, right, because it's beautiful. It's really like as Sam says, these are Erick Rowan's first comments. He's taken to social media and with some beautiful words, and we just wanted to celebrate the life of Bray Wyatt.
Would you like to read it out?
Yeah, I can do if you want. Writing this down makes my soul foggy and my heart ache. Over 12 years ago, from the island of FCW, we would talk of our mutual love of horror movies and music before embarking on this crazy journey that brought us around the world with John. In the process, something happened. This family we portrayed weekly in the wrestling world became a real-life bond. We spent more time together over the next few years than we would with our own families, strengthening our bond as we dealt with life trials and tribulations together. Eventually, this family grew with the introduction of Adam, Braun Strowman, Adam Scher, as did our love for one another. Life is sometimes unfair. I want to pick up the phone and talk to my brothers. For when I think of Wyndham, it makes me think of John, then the reality of the crazy truth that they are no longer with us. Though I know they are always listening and smiling. With their sudden passings, I cannot state how much they loved their families. My heart hurts for their kids, for Jojo, for Amanda, for their brothers and sisters, or anyone lucky enough to call them a friend. I love you both so much. This is only goodbye for now. I will see you down the road. Beautiful stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's so missed already.
So missed already. It's heartbreaking. What more can we say?
There you go. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers. Take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. We'll see you live for Payback reactions tonight, and then you've got All Out tomorrow with Tom and Fraser. It'll be great to see you there in a bit.
Tatty bye.